Keyboard Inc. This is our little project. The synopsis says Keyboard Inc. is a prestigious company within the OS. It runs the keyboard, specifically the punctuation department, which is where the player will be working. With our friendly faces, as you can see in the back, such as Mark and John. We're using hand-drawn and custom designs for this. Our team is Team 14. Jacob, me, and Alex. Jacob is the core designer. He did all the visual aspects. I'm the project leader and the dialogue writer. And Alex did the UI and putting the game together. We primarily use Trello and Discord so that we could communicate easier. It works a lot better. This is our mind map. It still applies, all of it. We're keeping the theme, the setting, subject, purpose, and audience all the same. Characters. You have Executive Mark. He's mid-20s. He's always flustered, easily stressed, and angry, but he wants to do his best. You have John, who likes to piss people off, really. I shouldn't say that. He likes to annoy people with his jokes, but he's still well liked by Pizza. Natalie is mid-20s. She's an apprentice and a highly smart character. She is always helping others and a bit too over the top sometimes. Donetta is the older lady who's from a very wealthy family, but is also the type to be leeched off of by her co-workers. You can see here a couple of the character stills. Happy and angry. These are the concept sketches. They are designed from the original idea we had. You can see all the different expressions that we had planned. Next up is dialogue, which is my area. You have the intern examples. Since the player character doesn't have any gender, you get a lot of variety around here. Most of it's interacting with other characters. You see, John and Mark, this is the one where it actually shows a route where you affect how the characters feel about you, positive or negatively. Obviously, two routes. Here are those two routes. The Let's Joke route focuses on John. It shows how much of a pun lover he is. But the No Thanks route deals with Mark, not John, and shows that Mark is much more serious and wants to be better, but ends up swearing quite a lot sometimes. You can see things such as Natalie and Mark's interactions. They're usually fairly friendly, being young. And Natalie and Donna are both very friendly because their personalities are fairly similar, so they can get along quite easily. This is just a story dialogue to show how the choices affect the story. We have the dialogue box design. These were handmade by Alex. It was easy to think he hadn't made them, but he did. You've then got a UI layout and design. This is actually pretty impressive, honestly, as it's kind of cool what he managed to do with it. He managed to set it up so it's got the interaction that I wrote down, as well as the style. You then have the game screen and UI. This was originally going to be an email-like server. However, it didn't work out because it was a bit too complicated, we thought. Anyway, for the evaluation, we have the design, which we think was pretty good quality. It was hard work and it took a lot, with each of us having setbacks. However, what we are targeting and who, since they enjoy stories, we wanted to develop the characters. The player is more the person they can project onto. They're an observer, occasionally making choices. Life definitely played a role in how much we got done. We did a lot of research, but of course, with how our brains don't work always the same, we didn't write a lot of it down. That's kind of created a bit of a problem, slightly. But we worked the best we could to sort responses, and we've tried doing feedback. However, due to the limitations with time and group size, we couldn't get the feedback perfectly. Delivery-wise, even with the limited restriction and knowledge due to many issues we had, I believe that we've done rather well. We had made everything ourselves, and as far as we are aware, there were no used assets. We have developed our idea primarily using others in critique, but it could have been easier to